Unless doormat diplomacy becomes a thing, it is highly unlikely that Mohammed Yunus and Donald Trump are going to become best of friends anytime soon. There is, of course, this continuing protest in Dhaka over America's support to Israel in the war in Gaza. Recently, a picture surfaced on social media and promptly became viral of the American flag being merged with the Israeli flag and being put out as a doormat outside the Student Teacher Center of Dhaka University. This is, of course, part of part of an ongoing protest, as I said, against Israel. And sometime last month, Dhaka students have, in fact, called for boycott of all Israeli products. But there's a bigger issue which may come between Donald Trump and caretaker of Bangladesh, Mohammed Yunus. It is the issue of Bangladeshi Hindus. Now, there have been continuing attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh from August 5th this year, ever since former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, left the country. And the Yunus administration has tried to play down those attacks. But still, the incidents of attacks have only gone up, and even foreign press have been forced to report those attacks. But it got interesting when just before the American elections, Donald Trump said something very strong about the condition of Hindus in Bangladesh today. This is what Trump said. He said that he strongly condemns the barbaric violence against Hindus, Christians, and other minorities who are getting attacked and looted by mobs in Bangladesh, which remains in a total state of chaos. He took to social media platform X and tweeted on 31st October, "It would have never happened on my watch. Kamala and Joe have ignored Hindus across the world and in America." Now, this is a very strong message from the president-elect. Of course, at the time when he tweeted this, Trump was not the president-elect. American elections were yet to happen. But as it turned out, Trump won the election, became the president-elect. And not just that, he promptly appointed Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. Now, Tulsi Gabbard is somebody who's very proudly Hindu. She wears her religiosity on her sleeve, and she has not shied away from the fact that she's a Krishna Bhakt, and she has also attended ISKCON events. If you have been following headlines from Bangladesh, you would know that there is a very hard pushback against ISKCON today in Bangladesh. Two ISKCON officials have had sedition cases filed against them. Their temples have been attacked, and radicals in Bangladesh today talk about banning ISKCON. Now imagine the Director of National Intelligence in America is somebody now who has attended very publicly ISKCON events in America, and this is the condition of ISKCON in Bangladesh. But beyond the question of Hindus in Bangladesh, there is something else that will perhaps be a roadblock in Trump and Yunus coming together as world leaders. It is the nature of their politics and also how they are as people. Now, Yunus has been a friend of the Clintons, and very publicly so. His organization, the Grameen Bank, the American edition of the Grameen Bank, Grameen America, has donated lots of money to the Clinton Foundation, and Yunus, in his earlier avatar, has openly come out in support of the Clintons. Not just that, in the previous election, when Trump was in fact fighting against Hillary Clinton and he won, Yunus had put out very strong statements against Trump. And this is what Yunus had said then. When Trump won the election for the first time in 2016, Yunus had said then that the victory had shattered him so much that he could barely speak or move around. He called the victory a solar eclipse and Trump's term as black days. Yunus had gone on to say, "We must not allow this lapse into depression. We will overcome these dark clouds. HEC Paris is so important in this fight back. It has been supporting our efforts for years, and these 2 days here will inspire us again." But it is also not what Yunus said about Trump and his open support to the Clintons in the past that might become a roadblock. in Yunus and Trump's relationship going forward. A foreign diplomat, a Bangladeshi diplomat, in fact, who I happened to speak to on the condition of anonymity, told me that Trump is a classic Washington outsider and Clintons are Washington insiders. And if there is indeed a regime change operation that the American deep state did in Bangladesh, then the result of that operation was the overthrowing of the government in Bangladesh, elected government in Bangladesh headed by Sheikh Hasina, and the direct beneficiary of that operation is Mohammad Yunus. Now, as a Washington outsider, Trump may not want to be associated with such regime change operations across the globe, and may also look at Mohammad Yunus, who became a beneficiary of such an operation if it indeed had taken place at that time. So these are also things that would perhaps make Donald Trump look at Yunus a little cautiously.